What's up, YouTube family? It's been a minute, but I had the divine inspiration to make a video. I don't know what it's going to be about. All of my videos just have that tendency to just ramble on. I am a rambler. And here we go. I know what the theme about this video is going to be about. Higher dimensional beings. Because I truly believe that there are higher dimensional beings of both light and dark. And even though a higher dimensional being is of a dark frequency, that doesn't make it a dark or evil being. There are some dark beings that live in the underworld, that live in the darkest places, that live in the darkest spots. But their job now is to help out human beings. I have personally made contact with planets, star systems, constellations, gods. I know it all, kiddos. I know it all. I know what it means to be a channeler. I am about to channel I'm about to channel Saturn right now. I have a lot of things to say through this game, but one thing I can say is that we are elite bounty hunters. Every human being's purpose is to be a complete and total overlord to all evil. We all have that nose for evil. We can all detect evil. And it's all part of the underworld and overworld's purpose now is to make it sure that every human being doesn't get got by evil and lives up to their full purpose and full potential as a human being, which is a supreme bird-like creature of God intelligence that is not supposed to die at all. That's what I've been trying to get people on. Just tap into their heart. If you listen to your heart, that's the beginning of the journey. Listening to your heart will lead you and guide you no wrong. Your heart cannot steer you any wrong. Your heart will never tell you anything but the truth. There was a time where I almost got arrested for public intoxication. But I wasn't even drunk. I had to fake my way in order to not get arrested by being drunk so that I could get dropped off at a warming shelter and not a hospital, because had they dropped me off at a hospital, I would have to go through psych ward treatment all over again. So I had to follow my heart. My heart told me to say, my soul, my scout, my GPS, my guide, my inner ear chakra told me what to do, because my inner ear chakra can do some crazy things. I just be following my inner ear chakra. And nobody knows about the inner ear chakra. The inner ear chakra is the forgotten chakra. It's the chakra, it's right around here. It's right around the left temple. You have it on the left side for men, and I believe on the right side for women. And what it does is it protects your sense of equilibrium. It's also called a sensus chakra. It protects your sense of balance. And it also makes it so that your inner ear never gets clogged. Your inner ear is what allows you to perceive sound as if it were fresh and as if it were new, as if it were in the ears of a child. I believe that the ego is what controls the inner ear chakra. That as soon as you start listening to your inner ear chakra again, your ego is going to start crystallizing less and less. Luckily for me, I don't have many formative ego experiences because I've never really established a personal identity for myself. I always thought of myself as just a being of love and light, and that's it. So that's why I'm able to do things most people can't, which is open up their boundaries and respect all people without any type of racial hatred in my heart. I have racial pride. I love being black, but I don't have any racial hatred. I don't ever try and use anything that anybody was born with or does against them, because we didn't have a choice in the bodysuits that we manifested and inhabited, but we always have a choice in what we're doing with the things that we have. And so that's my stance on the fact that I believe that humanity is so past racism, sexism, bigotry, hatred, poverty. I think we're past money. I know we're past money. Not in the sense that we won't use money, but in the sense that I believe that everybody can be born into billions. I believe there's enough resources, there's enough land, there's enough potential, and there's enough human will and mind to where everybody could be born a billionaire if they really wanted to. You know, Elon Musk was talking about a universal basic income where everybody would receive an income just by living. I believe that the average wage should be $50 because I swear to God, $15 an hour, you can't live off of shit with $15 an hour. And there's some people living off less because you have to understand, we live in the upper half of all wealth. We don't live in the bottom half. We don't live in Guatemala or Venezuela, where all they do is depend on U.S. imports like oil, gold, and drugs in order to survive in their economy, because the United States have been doing fucked up shit in South America for as long as South America has been born. And South America started becoming South America as soon as the fucking European colonists started becoming the European colonists. So we live in an age where information is available, but is it true information? That's the problem. A lot of information on the internet is not true, or it's surface level. It's hard to find the deep dives, and it's hard to find the real people, which is why YouTube exists, is for all the real people to stand up and use their voice to promote change. YouTube isn't about plays and views and clicks and making sure. No, YouTube is about saving humanity at this point, because YouTube is the one platform that promotes. It doesn't promote free will, but it doesn't censor as hard as other platforms. I can't say shit on Anomaly's real Instagram, for real, because I've been shadow banned on Instagram for about as long as I've had one. And the only time that I ever got more than 60 likes was when I was following Instagram rules. And so I know what it's like to be somebody who posts on Instagram and gets 7 likes, even though you know your content is fire as fuck. Don't worry, things are changing. Very soon, I can feel it in my bones. So back to the topic, higher dimensional beings. There's angels, there's archangels, there's Pleiadians, there's Arcturians, there's gods, there's constellations, there's star systems. There's so much consciousness just waiting to be tapped into by the human potential that I know is unlimited. It is truly infinite. There is nothing that a human being cannot conceive, which means it cannot. There's no concept that a human being cannot understand. There's nothing that a human being cannot receive, which means there's no energy that a human being cannot process. And there's nothing that a human being cannot perceive, which means there's nothing outside of the human being's realm of imagination and thoughts. There are things outside of our knowing, but nothing outside of our perception. And if you can perceive something, you can understand it. I am clairsentient. That's my psychic abilities and powers, which means I don't see auras, I don't be smelling things, I don't be hearing things, I don't be tasting things. I just feel things that other people cannot or do not feel. And yes, I have crazy visions all the time, but I'm not somebody who can like see demons and all that shit. I can feel demons. Demons are real. There are demons on me as we speak. I have an inner demon, a Jinchuriki, a tailed beast, just like Naruto, that dwells deep within my heart and is designed to be my bullshit detector. I am the inner demon that dwells within his heart. This boy has been through some shit. Tell him about okay, I'll tell you guys. Long story short, I have been under sudden like duresses and attacks and like all types of crazy shit. since the last time I posted a YouTube video. I'm not the same person at all, guys. I've been through too much shit. But the one thing that I went through a panic paralysis psychic attack. Now, it's one thing to go through a panic attack. A panic attack always targets the heart. A psychic attack always targets the scalp, the soul. A paralysis attack makes it so that your energy cannot flow at all. So when you're under that state, it's a state to be in. And I swear to God, I'm still under that state in certain parts of me. I have not fully progressed from that traumatic experience. I had to go down into the fetal position in order to make sure that I had enough prana and life energy to flow through me. And then I had to go into fetal position. And guess what? The fetal position saved my life. And guess what? The only reason why I did that is because I was listening to Gaia. I was listening to Mother Earth. Mother Earth has the biggest voice out of all the beings you can channel. She is the earth of the planet. She is the reason why there's land, there's grass. She is probably the smartest planet out of all the planets in the solar system. She knows everything about everything, because the real reason why we're here is to break this mystery school. Earth is one big mystery school for all the greatest magicians to gather and to break the secret. The game is in the mind. And the only way you can peep the game is if you start going into your darkness. Because we're all in a game. It's called life. And if you want to be game breaking, you have to start studying the mind. You have to get into like the internal world. And as far as for me, what made me survive that is just listening to Gaia. Gaia told me to get in a fetal position. And I was in my basement. I wasn't even outside. And Gaia told me, I started standing up and I started flowing. And probably one of the worst panic. I started flowing on some. I started flowing as if I was in the flow state. One of the worst states to ever be in inside of the human body's energy field. And so, I'm telling you to say that I have living proof that higher dimensional beings are here to help you and to love you. Because had I not listened to Gaia, your boy wouldn't even be here. I would have died of a panic attack. I would have died of a psychic attack. I would have died of a paralysis attack. But I survived a panic psychic paralysis attack, so I know I can survive anything. And there have been times where I've been under panic attack states, and I've been so delusional that I thought I was teaching people how to survive panic attacks. And the one thing you do if you're in a panic attack is just do this. Start feeling your pulse. Listen to your heartbeat. If you listen to your heartbeat, and you start listening to the earth, you would never get got by any of this stuff. I know people who have died from panic attacks. It's the worst feeling ever to know that your homie all of a sudden was doing good. And next thing you know, I think my favorite hero of all time, Kurt Cobain, killed himself because he was in the midst of a panic attack. I believe that panic attacks, psychic attacks, and definitely paralysis attacks are the 3 silent killers of most people. And that heart attacks, I don't think heart attacks are ever caused by unhealthy hearts. I think heart attacks are just people being cursed to the ground. You know, some people have unhealthy hearts and all that stuff. I think most heart attacks are just people being cursed to the ground by somebody so vile, so evil that they can cause a heart attack by using their mind. All you need is a name and a face. All you need is a name and a face. If you think of somebody, they're there. Telepathy is real, guys. Like mental telepathy, and especially heart telepathy. Heart telepathy is the ability to perceive other people's heartbeats, which we all naturally have. And if you could perceive somebody's, that's the thing about fucking panic attacks. They're silent. Nobody knows if somebody's in a panic attack unless they're panicking. I was in the middle of a panic attack in a park. I was talking to people and everything. Like, nobody knows unless you were panicking. And that's the craziest thing, because when you're in a panic attack, you start getting all these crazy messages and insights and all this stuff, but you start feeling all this nasty, gooky shit on you. It's just sucking you off and just making you go crazy. But that's just one of the things about me. I didn't lose my sense of equilibrium, because I know that my soul resides, a piece of me resides inside of my inner ear chakra. So that no matter what, my GPS, my scout, my guide, it never gets got, it never gets buggy, it never gets off. Which is why I can do anything. But the reason why I made this video is to remind people that there is things out here that are supposed to be watching our back as human beings. And that we have angels and archangels, finally. We have everybody and everything that we would ever want to be on our side. All we have to do is to have more human beings tapping into their hearts, into their souls, into their consciousness, into their bag. I have an acronym that I love to say whenever I don't feel safe. I am safe, secure, always, forever, everywhere. And I'm pumping my guns because I'm proud to be safe. And guess what? I know this video is rambling still, but the main gist of this video is that we finally have help. It's been 16 minutes. I think that's enough. I love you all. Goodbye.